Well, it's now almost 6 years since the Choir of Hard Knocks won thousands of fans through that ABC series.
The choir has now had a name change and it's inspired other projects for the homeless around the world. Founder and musical director Jonathan Welch joins us along with original choir member Sheree Daly. Good morning. Thanks for both of you for being here.
Thank you.
Jonathan, what's the new name and why change the name?
We're called the Choir of Hope and Inspiration now, and I think it was really important for the choir, beyond the original construct, to move on and have its own independence. All the choir members now actually own the choir and the project, and they're members of their own not-for-profit organisation. But we're also just about to launch the School of Hard Knocks Institute, which is an industry-leading arts, cultural and wellbeing program. So we're moving beyond the choir to a whole range of other programs which include instruments and drama and art, etc.
It's really amazing. You of course started this thing from scratch. You heartened at how successful it's become.
Oh, it's quite extraordinary, really. I'm just about to head off to London tomorrow, in fact, to participate in one of the Olympic Cultural Festival events at Royal Opera House, Covent Garden, where for the first time ever in Olympic cultural history, hundreds of singers that have been inspired by the Choir of Hard Knocks documentary. I think 5 or 6 years ago when the documentary came out, every expat Australian got got a DVD for Christmas, and now there's the Choir of No Name in London. There are Streetwise Opera and Streetwise Choir programs which I'm the patron of. So I'll be participating next week in one of those events, which is really exciting to see so many choirs around the world.
Sheree, we caught a glimpse of you there. You, of course, one of the inaugural members of the choir. What difference has it made in your life?
Well, it's made plenty of difference. It's been able to connect with the community, give myself a voice and the choir members, but it's also about touching each other's hearts. It doesn't matter where you've come from, but it's also given me ambition to be able to move forward, to do other things in my life and not just be stuck in that cycle that everyone says, oh, you're homeless, you're this and that. And that's not what it's about. It's just about making a point that we are somebody and we can move on.
Where were you before the choir?
Actually, I was going from place to place, homeless, just didn't know where I was at, really.
And what are those other things you've now moved on to?
Well, I've started a hospitality course, Cert 3. I've been able to complete other courses. I'm also going to Uganda Choir, which is over Africa. So whoever thought you could kind of like be able to move without that opportunity?
And Jonathan, tell us about this tour to Uganda.
Well, in September I'm taking 50 singers from around Australia over to work with the African Children's Choir with a project that's been created here in Australia by a wonderful woman called Marsha Gusti, with a project called Choir, which is the Swahili word for choir. And part of the project is to do cultural exchange, but also to go over and where a lot of the members are busy fundraising at the moment, so people can go to choir.org, I think it is, if they want to help participate. And the African Children's Choir are coming out here next year in August. We're bringing them out as well too, but it's also going to be one of my new documentary projects, which is very exciting.
You're a busy man. And just going back to something Sheree mentioned, it's a rather simple concept, isn't it? The choir providing a form of structure, a form of stability for homeless people and other people struggling, so they can then use that as essentially a launch pad to get on with the rest of their lives.
Look, I think the really important thing about choirs and other similar projects, whether it's sporting organisations or what other community projects there are out there, it's really giving people a sense of purpose, an opportunity for them to make a contribution through their participation, but to be acknowledged, I think, is really, really important. And, you know, Sheree's a great example of many of the choir members who've been able to move on to full-time or part-time study and work. But more importantly, I think that sense of connection and some real sense of value and achievement that the choir members have through programs like this. I'd just encourage everybody in the country to join a choir program, and you can go to a website which is Anchor, Australian National Choral Association, which has a list of all the choir programs around the country, and just encouraged everybody to get out there and have fun, but make friends too. And I think it really gives the choir members an opportunity to support each other, to learn about each other, as we are with the Uganda project. And my heart couldn't be happier. These days there are tears of joy, I suppose, more than tears of desperation that they were 6 years ago. It's hard to imagine that at 6 6 years in September since the choir actually began. So it's a very exciting journey forward to the School of Hard Knocks now.
Jonathan Welch and Sheree Daly, we thank you very much for your time.
No worries, thank
Thank
you.
you.